Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Kim and welcome back to Uncommonkim. So, let's try and get myself out of this freaking slump because it's driving me a bit nuts. If you don't know, I haven't read anything for 2 months and it's killing me and I hate it and I want to read, and it's literally just because my brain has been chaos. But I'm hoping I'm going to change this around for the month of October and I'm finally going to read something. So I have 2 books currently on the go. I have Hot for Slayers, which is a short story by Ali Hazelwood, which I'm gonna lie down and read now, which I believe is about a vampire and a vampire slayer who are like out to kill each other, but it's gonna have like a romantic vibe, and it's a part of like this short story collection written like where one book is written by different authors. So I think there's one by Christina Lauren as well, so I'm very excited for that. And the other book is my buddy read that I'm doing with Claire, which is When the Wolf Comes Home by Nat Cassidy, and we're going to aim to read about 50 pages a day just to kind of smooth myself back in. So I think my plan is going to be to read this because it's very short and the audiobook's like 1 hour and 10, so I'm going to read this, fly through this, and then I'm going to read my 50 pages of this and then see how I feel. But this is my starting plan. But I just really want to get back into reading because I love October and Halloween and autumnal season and spooky season so much, and there's so many books I want to read this for this time of year, and I'm giving myself like November to read spooky books too, but then obviously December is 1, very busy, 2, Christmas, so it's kind of the kind of vibes change. So yeah, I'm gonna tab this up with like 50-page intervals so I don't get overwhelmed or anything, and I can see what I need to read, and then I'm gonna get on and I'm gonna start and read through this. So I'll probably come back and update you when I have finished Hot for Slayers and give you my thoughts. Okay, so I finished Hot for Slayers. I actually really enjoyed it and I gave it 4 stars. So it's literally a short Amazon story, and there's 6 books total in this series, and it's called Scared Sexy. And yeah, I really enjoyed it. It was written by Ali Hazelwood, and we follow a vampire and a vampire slayer under certain circumstances. Obviously the slayer is after the vampire, if you like, and then yeah, it has like a romantic element to it, and it was really good. So yeah, I gave that one a 4 star. And then I went straight into The Falling by Christina Lauren, and I finished it and didn't like that one as much, I will say. So that's book 2 in that series, and yeah, I will say I didn't like it as much as the first one. Read anything by Christina Lauren before. Also found out Christina Lauren is 2 people, not 1. Interesting. But yeah, in that one we follow a girl and this guy who's a bit of a magical being of sorts, which we don't really find out what kind of magical being he is, but he was cursed. Have a romantic encounter. And then it's all a bit, you know, Umpty Dumpty from there, but it's only about like 60 odd pages, and it just kind of felt a bit flat and a bit boring. I'm not going to say boring, because the beginning of it was like, oh, this is nice, this is a nice concept, this makes sense, and then it goes into this other bit where they're asking each other questions. I was like, okay, yeah, this is cool, lovely, and then it just ends. And like, it has a conclusion, but it was like, final page of the book, there's your conclusion, oh, bye-bye, and I was like, what? A bish what? So I gave that one 3. A low 3. If I did halves, probably a 2.5, but I don't, because I don't want to complicate my life. So yeah, she's back. But tomorrow I'm going to be starting When the Wolf Comes Home by Nat Cassidy with Claire. We've decided on 50 pages a day, so I'm excited for that. When I understand the synopsis, I'll let you update on that, but also I'm going to carry on with this series. So the next book in this series is Spicy Little Curses. I love the cover for this one. So this is the cover. I think it's well cute. But yeah, Spicy Little Curses by J.T. Giesinger. Never heard of them. A couple of authors in this series I've heard of, like Christina Lauren and Ali Hazelwood, and there's another one I've heard of as well. But a lot of these I haven't, so, you know, if I enjoy their short stories, we'll see how that goes. So yeah, I'm also going to be moving on to the 3rd book in that series, as well as reading When the Wolf Comes Home, reading those 50 pages of the day. But I'm just excited and hope this reading vibe continues, because I've missed it. I think my way forward with it is 1, candle, fairy lights, cozy vibe, in bed, cozy clothes, and old reading sprints, because this whole time I've just had on some reading sprints that Steph and Jade did together the other day on Patreon. So I think that's my answer, is sprints, because I read when the sprints are on. When they're chatting, I have a little break, and I think it works. So I think that might be my answer as well. But yeah, I'm buzzed, very buzzing. So yeah, I'll be back and I'll update you when I've started When the Wolf Comes Home, but also when I've made progress. Spicy Little Curses. Hello, this is a few days later, but I have finished Spicy Little Curses by J.T. Giesinger, I think that's how you say it, and I actually given it 4 stars. I actually thought this, for a short story, had quite a bit of plot, and was quite an easy read. There was a lot of like things left unsaid, which kind of makes me excited if they do a further book into this with a bit more detail. I'd be very much interested in that. But as a short story, it was very good, very gripping, had a bit more excitement than your average kind of plot and story in a short story, so I really enjoyed that. I've also started a paint by numbers. Can you see that? It's like a, where's the little picture? It's a little ghosty. There you go. It's a little ghosties reading by a tree. It's really cute. So I'm currently doing that to occupy myself, as well as being on some reading sprints hosted by Jade. But just to continue with the theme, I'm going to move on to the next book in this series, which is called Space Vampire, which is by Ruby Dixon. I know nothing about this, nor have I ever heard of Ruby Dixon, but all I know is after this one I have 2 books left in this series, so I might as well just read this whole series. Happy to be reading again, and also listen to an audiobook and doing a paint by numbers is a motherfucking vibe, so that's what I'm going to continue to do. Yeah, and I will update you on my thoughts of Space Vampire when I finished. I'm here to update you because I didn't. Yay. So I actually don't know what I finished. What did I finish? Right, I think the last time I spoke to you was when I was reading Space Vampires by Ruby Dixon, and I actually loved Space Vampires and I ended up giving it 4 stars. I don't know what it was about it. I think it was the humour, I think it was the vibe, I think it was the fact that it was a fucking space vampire. It was a vibe, and I don't really do sci-fi, to be honest, but honestly, if they did more sci-fi like that, I'm fucking there. But it was a vibe. I loved it. So yeah, I gave it 4 stars. And then I thought, fuck it, let's just carry on. So then we moved on to Beautiful Nightmares by Katie Roberts, and I really enjoyed the writing style of this one, but I did only give it a 3. And I get a synopsis. That was it. So this one was a bit weird, in the sense we follow a sleep paralysis demon who very much has like Monster Inc. vibes, where they go through this portal and they have to like use sleep sleep paralysis on their selected human. And our main character is shit at it, and she doesn't like scaring people, but she feeds from the fear. From that emotion. And we follow Gemma, and she does her first solo haunting, and then it gets sexual, lads. Then it gets sexual, and it was weird. And I enjoyed the weird side, and I enjoyed the writing, and I slightly liked the characters, but it was a 3. I don't think it could have been more than that, and I think it was because it was off the back of Space Vampire as well. It didn't help it. And then I just moved on to the final book in this Scared Sexy series, which is My Boyfriends Are All Monsters by Kimberly Lemming. This wasn't good. It wasn't good. I gave it 2. I gave it a 2. And I don't give out many 2s, but it was a 2. I didn't like it. It was funny, so it gets 1 star for being funny. It was just fucking weird tentacles, fucking tentacles. I'm not even gonna, like, it's basically, there's like this vampire-y demon guy who spots our main character walking up a mountain while she's following her boyfriend, soon to be ex-boyfriend, and he has a friend who's like very flirtatious with him. He doesn't see it as a problem, so he sends her back down the hill. While she goes down the hill, she puts something in a well and then breaks her ankle. And who comes to the rescue other than a very good looking man from a very cute cozy town that is created by this vampire guy. It's weird, okay? And then all I'm going to say to you is tentacles. Tentacles. I gave it 2 stars. I didn't like it. It was weird. 2 out of 5 would not recommend. But overall, I didn't mind the series. So yeah, the first book I gave 4, then 3, 3, 4, 3, 2. So do you know what? We didn't do too bad. The stupid Kim of the past decided not to end this fucking vlog. So here I am to end the vlog. Vlog, you know what I mean. So I'm hoping this is the start of me being out of a slump. I've read this 6-book short story series, which was great fun. And fucking weird. Tentacles. But it was good. It was a vibe. We just gotta hope the vibes continue, you know. But this is a little vlog to say hello. Hopefully I'm back. And I hope you guys enjoyed. But yeah, that's the end of this vlog. If you did enjoy, like and subscribe if you're new. Try and find a tentacle emoji to let me know you made it to the end of the video. Let me know if you've read any of these or what you rated them, or if you are interested in them. Good luck with the 6th book, and let me know when you get to the tentacles. But I'll see you all soon for another video. Bye.